So I grew up thinking that something was wrong with me. I was often labeled as too shy, introvert, too sensitive. And it's only in my late 20s that I realized I was an HSP, a highly sensitive person. And it's not something that can be fixed or cured. It's not a mental illness. It's not a disease. It's simply something I am born with. And it means that my nervous system works a bit differently than others. Highly sensitive people have very sensitive nervous system, and everything can be a trigger. Your environment, people around you, noise, light, everything touches you on a deeper level. Your nervous system is just hyper sensitive, and actually 15 to 20% of the population is born highly sensitive. So it's not a small number. There's many people just like me, but I didn't know that for a very long time, and that could create a lot of damage. Highly sensitive people just experience everything a bit more intensely. And I remember growing up, when my mom was sad or angry, I thought her emotions were my emotions, and that's a common trait in highly sensitive people. We can't dissociate our emotion to other people's emotion, so we take it all. And sometimes, oftentimes, actually all the time, it's very overwhelming. I can't tell if it's my sadness or your sadness. I can't tell if it's your anger or my anger, or if you're anger because of me. Everything is just a lot, and it just feels very heavy and overwhelming to constantly absorb everybody's feelings and emotion, and especially as you're growing up, because you don't really understand what is really happening to you. And sometimes the world gets so loud that we can't hear ourselves anymore, and that's a big problem for highly sensitive people. That is why we oftentimes like to be by ourselves. At home, we spend a lot of time in our bedroom. We need a quiet space without noise, sometimes without light, just to be able to recharge and process all the things that we've absorbed, all the information, all the feelings, all the emotions. We need time to process it and understand everything that has happened. We oftentimes analyze and overanalyze everything, every little sign, clue, facial expression. We're trying to read through the lines and trying to understand and process it all. So we have a very busy inner world, and oftentimes we might appear as very calm, composed, quiet, introvert, shy, but it's only because it's so busy and loud within ourselves. There's so much happening. We're trying to process everything, and so we need that space and that time. And I will only talk once I understand, or I will only talk once I feel comfortable. I will only talk once I have time to process it all. We can cry at any time for any reason because our nervous system gets triggered very easily. So sometimes in big gathering, and even if it's not gathering of my friends or family, just random gathering, because of all those people together and the emotional charge of those gathering, oftentimes I can just start to tear up, and it's just because I feel everything around me, and that just trigger my tears. So I can go to a random birthday party where I don't know anyone, and when people are singing happy birthday, I just start crying because it's just the emotional charge of the moment. So sometimes it can feel a bit embarrassing and just out of place, but it's only my nervous system responding to all those stimuli and all this energy, and I just can't control it. So don't try to hold your tears. It's just part of who you are, and it doesn't make you weak or too sensitive. Again, it's just the way you are functioning, and it's your natural reaction to a situation that is highly charged in emotion. So when I found out that I was a highly sensitive person, it's like the lights were switched on. I felt seen, I felt validated, and I was so excited because I could finally understand better who I was and how to deal with it, and what are the tools out there for people like me to navigate life a bit better, a bit easier. It was really an important moment, and I actually found that on YouTube, watching a YouTube video, which I'm going to link in the description below. And this is why I feel like I now have to share the message and do my own YouTube video as well. So if this resonates with you, then you know that you are not alone, and there are many people just like you, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with you. I can't wait to share with you all the things that I have learned and how to understand that highly sensitivity is not a burden. It's really your superpower, and I'm going to tell you all about it. So I know that you feel most of the time exhausted. Highly sensitive people oftentimes need more sleeps than others because we need to recharge, because we're absorbing so much more information. And I know that oftentimes it's overwhelming, and I know that oftentimes you feel lonely. But if you try to understand your sensitivity better, you'll understand that it's actually an amazing tool in your life. Because of my highly sensitivity, I have this inner compass. I'm really in tune with my intuition, and it's not anything magical. It's only because I absorb so many pieces of information and clues and signs that I'm able to form a very strong intuition. And when you tune in, when you let your feeling flow, and when you validate them, your intuition will be so strong and powerful that you will naturally know what to do, what choice to make, what works for you, what doesn't work for you, what you like, what you don't like, what's best for you, what's not. You'll have this inner compass that is helping you every day. And it's also not only in your personal life, but at work. You oftentimes can find things that others can't, find solutions that others can't. Highly sensitive people are very good problem solver because we look at all aspects of things and often can see things that others can't. We just have a lot of data and this strong feeling inside of us that we just know what to do. I am confused sometimes with my choices, but when I really just tune in and try to hear myself and my intuition, it is as clear as water what I need and what I want and what I should be doing. Sometimes we don't take action straight away because we need to gather more data, or we're trying to make logic of it, or for many different reasons. But if you really just concentrate on this inner compass, you will know what to do. Highly sensitive people are often creative people. They are oftentimes kind people, and they are oftentimes great empath, and we just are wired, I feel like, to listen, observe, help others. I think because oftentimes we were so mislabeled, we were not validated, we were not seen or heard. We feel like we want to be that person for others, and we feel like we just want to be a bit more supportive and a bit more understanding, just to help others navigate life a bit easier and trying to make the world a better place without sounding too cheesy. But I feel like we're just compelled to let people know that it's okay to feel and to be emotional and sensitive, and it's nothing to be ashamed of. And oftentimes people feel very comfortable to confess to sensitive people because they feel validated and they feel seen and they feel heard. So I really feel like this is why you should not see your sensitivity as a burden, but more as a gift, because in your own way you really make the world a better place by trying to be more supportive and helping others. So I hope that if you are watching this video, you now can realize that your sensitivity can really become your superpower, that it's really a beautiful gift, that your nervous system is not working against you, but it's actually working with you to give you a more amplified experience of being a human being on this planet. I hope you can understand yourself a bit better and embrace who you are for who you are, and that you can now maybe take some steps to learn more about highly sensitive people and also maybe adapt your lifestyle a bit more to your sensitivity, maybe put a bit more boundaries, take some more time to recharge, take some more time for yourself to process what is happening around you, explain to people how you feel. Don't try to hold those tears because oftentimes it gives you a headache. There's absolutely nothing wrong with you. You are just born in a world where emotions are misunderstood and not always so well received. But I'm very hopeful that it will change, and it changes every day, and you can be part of that change too by just being true to yourself. There is nothing more to do than just being true. Don't hide who you are. Don't hide your tears. Don't hide your feeling. Express yourself a bit more. Let your emotions flow. Share them with others. And my wish is really to see more people people in leadership position, in position of power, to be more in touch with their feeling, their emotion, to show more vulnerability, is only when we're going to start seeing people around us, our teachers, our presidents, our dads, our brothers, our sisters too. Only when we're going to start seeing people that are confident and comfortable sharing their emotion and understand that vulnerability is your strength and not your weakness, because it shows that you are self-aware, that you are comfortable expressing how you feel, and that you are confident despite it all, that you're not trying to be somebody that you are not. You're just really in tune with yourself, and there's nothing weak about that. If anything, it takes a lot of work and strength to understand ourselves better and do the work. So my mission for today would be for you to share how you feel with somebody, to share something you feel a bit vulnerable about to somebody, and you'd be very surprised how people react. It might not be the way you think. Oftentimes they might share something back. They might feel like you open a door, and they might feel more connected to you and comfortable to share something in return. And this is really what I want for the world, because there are so many things that we don't say. There are so many things that we hide, and it can create big problem, big trauma, disease sometimes. So let it out at your own pace. But I'm gonna stop here, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'm gonna do many more videos on the subject. And please connect if you can relate, and if you are also highly sensitive. I would love to hear from you. Take care, guys.